Okay, let's do this. Blinded by the Light is a movie that was made solely so that people could call it the feel-good movie of the summer, which is blatant erasure of Midsummer.
It's an operatic breakup movie.
I actually am glad that we got another feel-good movie this summer, because I really needed a break from all the dour, depressing dramas, dark comedies, and reminders that Hollywood is choking the life out of the art form of cinema. God rest my soul. Blinded by the Light is directed by Gurinder Chadha, the director of Bend It Like Beckham?
You're bending it like Beckham.
Oh, good for her. Glad to know she's still got skin in the game. The movie was co-written by and is partly inspired by the life of Sarfraz Mansour, who makes a gratuitous cameo in the film, and details the life of Javed, a young boy living in Margaret Thatcher's Britain in a time where Pakistani immigrants were disenfranchised by the neo-fascists in the country. Not at all like the times we're living in right now. Fuck. Bing. But Javed also feels alienated by his parents' culture, and he's a miserable kid stuck between two worlds until he listens to Bruce Springsteen? Yeah, I mean, good for him, but not my vibe. There's better music from that era, you know? Shout out Duran Duran. The movie is interesting, and I want to talk about it, so let's
just jump into it.
The overall plot of the film is, how do I put it?
It's a miss.
The main problem with this movie is probably the most important aspect of the film, besides the music, although that definitely plays a role, which is the role that Javed's parents play in the story. Now, normally in a stereotypical teen dramedy, the parents are initially seen as one-dimensional stereotypes until eventually they become complex and understandable characters. You've seen these movies, you know them, Mean Girls, High School Musical, fucking Ratatouille. But what Blinded by the Light does, you see, is that it takes that idea and it fucking throws it in the garbage. Okay, it fucking KOs it. The parents in this movie have two modes, okay? They're either Javed's oppressors, and you're supposed to see them as reprehensible monsters, or they're oppressed by the world around them, and you're supposed to sympathize with them. And it's okay for them to be both of these things. In fact, I welcome them being both of these things. The problem is that they are never these things at the same time. There are plenty of emotional beats where Javed is arguing with his parents that could have been made 1 billion times more poignant if the argument were expressly about his parents being immigrants. But no, we have either aggressively traditional dad or dad looking for a job. Never the two dads at the same time. Fucking, at least Aladdin had two dads this year. Happy Pride.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh. Okay. And this is especially important because it's the main conflict of the film. Which brings me to my next point. What is the main conflict of the film? Listen, I get it. Javed's obsession with Bruce Springsteen is supposed to tie directly into the relationship with his parents. Here's the thing though, it really doesn't. It always feels like there are two separate movies going on at all times, okay? Alright, this is the Bruce Springsteen movie, and this is the My Parents Are Immigrants movie. Okay, this is my friend Oil, and have you met my friend Water? Here's the deal. These things can mix, and they should mix, but they don't. There are ways to make this story work, because this is a story we've been telling since the beginning of time. Instead, it feels like the Bruce Springsteen part of the story is secondary to the main conflict, which would be fine if the Bruce Springsteen part of the story didn't eat up the majority of the runtime. Now we have a movie with no focus and no direction. That means it's a movie that makes me snooze. It makes me fucking snore. It makes me want to take a fucking nap. But okay, enough about the story. Let's talk about the cinematography, and also all of the other technical elements of the movie, whatever. There are a lot of shots in this movie that are insanely good, like almost too good. The movie opens on the shot of a road sign that directs people to Luton, the hometown of the protagonist, but someone spray painted the word sucks on the sign, so it looks like it says Luton sucks. And I thought this set the tone fairly well, especially since Javed wanting to leave Luton and go to college in Manchester is an important aspect of the story. There's also a very particular shot during a neo-fascist rally where a Margaret Thatcher political billboard is visible, and that struck me as particularly poignant. I won't spoil it entirely, but suffice it to say it's pretty wicked. There's also the issue of the music and how it's integrated into the story. It's clear to me that the movie was initially intended to be a jukebox musical, given given how frequently Javed can be seen singing the songs. Unfortunately, it seems that his singing voice isn't very good, so all of his scenes where he can be seen singing are overdubbed by the original Bruce Springsteen track, which I personally think is fucking hilarious. But also, they should have just gone through with it. I, for one, would love to watch a jukebox musical with Bruce Springsteen songs with a kid who can't fucking sing. It would add a more visceral and realistic feel to the world of the story. But whatever, we have to actually listen to Bruce Springsteen. It's fine, I guess. It's not the best, but fucking whatever.
You're torturing me and everyone else watching. Wait.
Again, the two storylines intersect in the worst possible ways, and the editing of the scenes reflect that. There's a particular sequence where Javed and his friends are having a great time singing Bruce Springsteen songs, and then it hard cuts to a particularly gruesome act of terrorism. And I mean, fucking, what can I say except a fat fucking yikes, my guy? The acting in the movie is alright, but not particularly good or bad. Except for Vivek Kalra, who plays Javed, he's really good. But holy shit, the dialogue does not help them at all. Again, you already know that the story has major structural problems, but it also has hard to ignore line-by-line problems as well. It just plain ain't realistic.
I can't think of a better reason to visit the United States than to see the home of the boss.
What the fuck was that?
Overall, Blinded by the Light is a great watch if you like Bruce Springsteen, or if you're in the mood for an uplifting film to distract you from the fact that Disney is choking the life out of independent cinema. Strong 7 out of 10, whatever.
Damn! But